uphold and support the Constitution
and the interests of Arkansas State University,
and the interest of Arkansas State University, Beebe,
Student Government Association.
Student Government Association.
I will serve as the official voice of the student body
I will serve as the official voice of the student body,
and to promote the interests and opinions of the students that I represent.
promote the interests and opinions of the students I represent.
I will, to the best of my ability,
I will, to the best of my ability,
perform the duties of my office,
perform the duties of my office,
and that I will promote the worth and value
and I will promote the worth and value
of Arkansas State University.
of Arkansas State University, Beebe. Thank you all for the wonderful, wonderful reception. And thank you all for coming out, by the way. There's a lot of people here, so thank you all for taking out the time to come here. But anyways, students, faculty, staff of ASU-Beebe, my friends, and most importantly, my fellow Americans. First off, I wanted to say I promised Frank that this would be less than 5 minutes, so I'm going to try and do that, but no promises. As many of you know, I ran quite the unorthodox campaign, as Zach was saying just a little bit ago, dubbed the Cruzayd. 20 or so people contributed to its victory, a victory which many see as trivial considering that I ran unopposed. So people constantly ask me, why? Why campaign against no one? Why put in the effort into something that is already guaranteed? Why should I care? All valid questions, I should add. But instead of boring you all on what I plan to do for the next year or so, or lecture you about policy, or go into a rhetorical rant, I want to answer these questions because they're a lot more fundamental than you think. The Cruzayd was not solely about electing me or anyone to any position. If it was, then there would be no Cruzayd. The Cruzayd is something a lot more. It's a movement. I'm not one seeking to bring about policy change or reform to advance a certain opinion. So when people ask me these questions, I say it's because I have hope. The Cruzayd is about the same sort of idea that Robert F. Kennedy had when quoting the poem Ulysses, saying, "Come, my friends, it's not too late to seek a newer world." So why did I campaign against no one? Because I wasn't. I was seeking a newer world. Why did I put in the effort? Because I firmly believe in this cause, a cause that dozens of other people follow and look up to me to lead them. And finally, why should you care? Because every single one of you already do. Every single one of you deep inside of you has hope that transcends the entirety of ASU-Beebe and thus the Cruzayd, this state, this country, this world. Hope transcends all of that. Every single one of us can think of something that needs change. And think about that something for a moment. And if you're still thinking, let me quote Bobby Kennedy once more, who says, "Each time a man or a woman stands up for an ideal or acts to improve the lot of others or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope." So when people ask me why I care, why I, an online student, come up to campus every single day, this is why. Because I hope for a newer world. Despite what your mind may say about it being unrealistic, or what people may say, or even what your sleep paralysis demon might say, if we unite around this idea, then there will be some mighty ripples of hope that will bring about a truly newer world. And if we don't, then the chances of change ever happening will slip through the palms of our hands just like that. And that's why all of you already care. Because deep inside of you, there's that little bit of hope just waiting to come out. And finally, I want to say this. The world will little note and will long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what we do here. So for the next year, I promise to you all that I will put the same, if not greater, effort into the presidency as I put into the Cruzayd. So long as everyone remains united by hope, we will tear down every wall and every obstacle that comes before us, and together we will build back Beebe. Thank you all for coming out. Thanks again to everyone that made the Cruzayd possible. I would thank everyone that actually did, but I think we could go on over time with that. Again, remember, the world was made to change, so it's not too late to seek a new world. Thank you all.